Just shy of another all-time high. That's where the Nifty currently stands at, well above the mark of 12,000. But we're just a few points away from, well, another lifetime high. For now, we have seen a lot of strength in the metal stocks, and well, among others, we also have some gains coming in the financial sector. So these are the two big sectors which have led gains in the Nifty today. Of course, notwithstanding the kind of up move that we've seen in Bharti Airtel and Infratel. So as you can see, well, that's the reason behind this big up move that we are seeing today. And of course, we don't have more than 6-7 losers today. We just have Z Entertainment looking at a possible profit taking, which is down 5%. But save for that, we don't have any of the other counters which have lost by over 2.5%. In the broader markets, the picture is not very different. In fact, strength coming in back, and again from a very neutral 1:1 advanced decline ratio. Last week, we are seeing it return to 2 gainers for 1 loser. We have DCM Shriram gaining 15%, in Reddington India, AB Capital, eClerx Services, all of them gaining with a lot of momentum, gaining well over 10%. On the losing end, we do have weakness in Gayatri Projects, UCO Bank and IFL Finance, but on the whole, the momentum is clearly with the gainers, as you can see on your screen, and the kind of price moves. But let me get in our markets editor Neeraj Shah for his thoughts. Neeraj, it's certainly turning out to be a good trading day. I think we're all bracing for the lifetime high.
Yeah, let's just wrap on that note. We don't want to talk much more. Frankly, it's just going so well.
Better not jinx it. Yes.
Yeah, better. I mean, no, it's a great day of trade. We've been talking about how this morning we showed this chart of how for the last 3 weeks we've been consolidating at these near highs, and we needed a spurt, some reason to go out. Now, I don't know if whether it's a good Asian screen because of Hong Kong news which aided that, or is the market discounting something that's not yet quite come out, because the market usually knows best. So you don't quite know which way that would be the case. But as a result of all that and more, there was some sustained buying during the trading day today. We started off half decent, and then we continued doing that for better part of the trading day. The breadth, Agam, most importantly, was started off with a gap up in favor of the advances, and not for once in the day it showed any signs of buckling down. No convergence, not even a hint of convergence. It just showed the kind of momentum that the markets were in, and despite the small caps not gaining as much, the market breadth remained very positive. So that was one key sign. Stocks were reacting. You spoke about Reddington, that news, and then suddenly the stock goes up 16%. Some other stocks, financial names, stocks go up 7, 8, 9%. It's a very heady day of trade. Not just banks, everything else participating too, metals participating. So lots to watch out for. Maybe we hit life highs tomorrow on the Nifty as well. Maybe we hit Reliance Industries 10 lakh crores market cap tomorrow as well. So lots to watch out for. Maybe, just maybe, ahead of the slightly poor GDP data, ahead of expiry, we might celebrate all-time highs on the market.
Well, it's a hope for the best, Neeraj, but thanks for that perspective out there. So there you have it. Well, of course, among the many other things that we can watch out for, but let's talk about that one sector which really did aid in today's day of trade, and that is the metal sector. Let me get in Nikki Mirchandani to talk to us about that. Nikki, what do you have for us, and what do you attribute the gains to?
Actually, both the ferrous as well as non-ferrous stock, both of them participated in today's rally. Index was up by 3.5%. We saw a good amount of gains coming in on the steel sector. For non-steel sector, overall the broad momentum with China has addressed one of the sticking point with respect to the negotiations with US, and that might just, they'd be just moving a little closer to seal the deal there, and the metal pack and as a whole reacted to that development. But then going has been strong for steel stocks as a whole. If you look at the chart out here, it's essentially on account of the global factors, robust rebar, where the steel futures in China are heading for a 5th straight weekly gain. As you can see in this chart out here, it's essentially on account of the curbs which have been now imposed on the city, the largest producing city in China, Tangshan. That's where the curb has been imposed in terms of the steel production. And we're not yet sure. There's no clarity which has emerged per se when the ban will be lifted and when these steel companies would not be allowed to produce back in the city. On account of that, you're seeing some amount of rally coming in on the steel rebar futures. On account of that, back home, steel stocks also have been doing well. We've spoken enough about how valuations are now at the trough. They're kind of recovering from that. Utilization level has been picking up for the industry overall. Demand growth perspective in industry also has been looking well, in response to which you're seeing some amount of uptick.
Fair enough. Nikki, thank you so much for joining us and getting us those updates on steel and what's been happening there. But let's also shift focus to a bunch of other stocks which have also been buzzing. And as usual, I have Sharad Dubey to join us to take us through that. Sharad, what do you have for us?
Hi Agam, the first stock is Unichem Laboratories. The stock is up almost 7%, and this is based on the news that it has received ANDA approval for ethanol tablets, from US FDA. So these tablets are actually used for hypertension activities, and apart from this, these tablets will be actually commercialized from company's Ghaziabad plant. If you see, Aurobindo Pharma and even Mylan are also there in this drug itself. And the next stock I've picked up is ITD Cementation. The stock was up more than 5% and it has rallied more than 25% in the past 6 trading sessions. So this is based on the news that the company has bagged orders worth 3,400 crore rupees from government entities. So these 3 main orders actually is coming in from Ercon International, from the Bangalore's Metro Rail project, and also sewer project from BMC itself, which is a municipality of Mumbai. And apart from this, management did speak to us, and they did tell that the order book stands at almost 13,000 odd crore rupees, and they have given an top line growth of almost 15% for FY20. Now we pulled out an SPLC function from Bloomberg itself, and we have seen the major customers coming in for ITD Cementation. So we chronologically we take the customers. The first 3 customers are coming in from Adani group itself. The first one being Adani Enterprises, the second being Adani Port, and the next one being Adani Ports. Apart from this, Airports Authority of India and Ahmedabad Municipality Corporation are also the key customers for ITD Cementation. So they are actually standing in a large order book itself, and the management did sound very positive, and they expect the execution for these orders to continue into the next 3 years. So definitely this stock which we will be tracking on the theme of turnaround for execution of projects.
All right, Sharad, well, thanks so much for getting us those updates on those 2 other stocks that we are keeping an eye on. So there you have it. Well, of course, we will be watching out for the economic data that Neeraj spoke about. But besides that, for now, markets poised, the Nifty specifically, to make a new lifetime high. Until then, it's a wrap on the markets, but there's lots more lined up. Stay tuned to BloombergQuint.
So people, when they